Hi crafters, come on in. Welcome back to Simply Charlease, where new crafters like to hang out. All right guys, over the next couple of days, I'm going to be making a couple of gift baskets for friends of mine. But before I do that, I thought I would pop in and show you how to make a quick and easy bow for your baskets, okay? About a year and a half ago, I was in Hobby Lobby looking for some ribbon, and I found this jewel. Now, I know you've seen it. It's all over YouTube, the Bowdabra. And this is a tool that I did not know I needed until I got it. All right. Let me tell you about it. It has the Bowdabra, of course, Bowdabra wand, a 30-minute project DVD, an instruction book, and 10 yards of Bowdabra bow wire. Okay? I'm not going to use the Bowdabra wire. I'm going to use a ribbon, thin ribbon, just because that's what I prefer. So let me show you, first of all, what's in the box. Okay, this is the Bowdabra. This is the Bowdabra wand. This is that wire that they were talking about. And here's the DVD with some projects on it, which I have never looked at. And there's an instruction booklet. And just before I looked at, I set up to record this video, was the first time I actually looked in this little booklet, and it's full of a lot of good stuff. Like, it has bow styles, like the scrunchy bow, the swag, the fold and twist bow, which is what we're going to be doing today, and a butterfly bow with a floral loop. Okay, so you can look in here and get some ideas of how to make bows as well, okay? And look at the DVD. Comes with a lot of stuff, and it was less than $20. There's one I saw on Amazon, and I'm going to link that, and I believe it's less than $20 too. But this is just a neat little gadget for making bows that I think you'll really, really, really enjoy. I sure do. Okay, so all I need is some ribbon, and I'm using this this wide ribbon because the baskets that I'm going to be making are going to be pretty substantial. And this is a 3.5 inch wide ribbon, and it's wired, which I recommend that you use wired ribbon when you're making your bows, because you can manipulate your bows into the shapes that you want. And instead of using this wire, I like to use a ribbon that is the color of whatever ribbon it is that I'm going to be using. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working with. All right, the first thing that we want to do is determine how long, if you're going to have a tail on your bow, which I am, how long you want that tail to be. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to roll out some ribbon. And let's see, like I said, it's gonna be a pretty big basket, so I'm gonna make it a pretty long tail. Okay, so just cut off whatever amount of ribbon it is that you decide that you want to use as your tail, and fold that in half. Okay, and at the halfway point, you want to scrunch it up. And just slide it down. And if you have a ribbon that has a pretty side and then the, what I call the other side, I won't say ugly side, just at the halfway point, scrunch it together, and that's going to be your base, all right? All right, now we're going to start with our ribbon to make our bow. All right, you're going to decide about how large you want your loops to be on your bow. And I don't want to make them humongous, but I do want them to be a good size because, like I've been saying, it's going to be a nice size basket. All right. Okay. Once you decide on the loop on one side, scrunch that up with a little bit left on the other side, and then just push it down. Okay, and you see I got a little bit of overhang here. Let's see, is that gonna be big enough? Let's see, I think I want this bow to be just a teeny tiny bit bigger because I just looked over there at the basket that I'm using and it's pretty big. And this is just the first, this will be the base loop. So let's scrunch that down again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty huge bow, guys. All right. Then you want to go to the other side. And you could eyeball it, or you could measure it, or whatever. But you want to make sure that your ribbon loops on each side are pretty close to the same sides. And what I do is I pick up my original loop and match the other one to it. Now so you can see this one's a little bit bigger, so we want to take some of that away. Okay, and let's try that again. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I still think, yes, I still think that's a little bit too big. Let's see. Okay, that's close enough, guys. Okay, that's our first two loops. Now, you're going to twist it. All right, so that the other side, or I'm going to go ahead and say the ugly side, is facing up. So that when you make your next loop, the pretty side will be on top, okay? It's gonna vary, the number of loops that you make, the size of your loops and all of that. But I want two about the same size. Okay. You see that? Let me move that out of the way. Those two are about the same size. Once you scrunch it down, you want to twist it so that the other side, aka ugly side, is facing up, so that when you bring your ribbon over to make your next loop, the pretty side will be up. Okay? This is my second one on this side, so I'm going to make it about the same. Well, I want it to be the same size as my first loop. Okay, those two are about the same. Again, we're gonna twist it on this side so that the ugly side is up, and when you make your next loop, the pretty side will be on top. Now I'm gonna come in on my third loop and make it a little bit shorter than those first two, okay? All right, let's see what we got here. All right, you see, this one's a little shorter than the first two. Again, we're just gonna twist it on the other side so that the ugly side is up and the pretty side is on top when you go over to make your next loop. Okay. And again, on this side, you want to make the loop a little bit smaller. And you can do a size check. And that's pretty close. That's close enough. Okay. And I'm going to do two this size too. So we're going to twist it. We're going to fold it over. And this one is going to be the same size as my second loop. Scrunch it up. Pull it down. Okay. You see those two are just about the same size. We're going to twist it so that the ugly side is up. And when we pull it up, bring it over to make our next loop, the pretty side will be on top. You see what we're doing here, guys? All right. Again, this one is going to be about the same size as this one. Okay. Scrunch it on down. And oh crap, you know what? I forgot one of the most important things, guys. Ooh, I don't know if I should start this video over or if I should just show you, because I think, what should I do? I think I can save this, okay? All right, let me see. I'm gonna sit something on it. Sit my scissors on top of it so I don't lose what I've done so far. But guys, I am so sorry. The very first thing that you're supposed to do is lay down your Bowdabra wire, or in my case, the ribbon. All right. And what you do with that is you just slide it. You see this opening there that's going across here? You're just going to slide your ribbon or your wire through there. And you want to tuck it underneath the Bowdabra, okay? So that you don't lose the ribbon. I can't believe I did that. I tell you, I was just so anxious to get this video out. Okay, and then you lay down your tail if you're gonna have one, and then start making your ribbon. Your bow. And I hope I can get this down, because otherwise I'm gonna have to start this thing all over. Let's see. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side, and I'm gonna do 2 more. All right, we want to twist it, and we're going to fold it with the pretty side up, and I'm coming in a little, making the loop a little smaller. Okay, bring it on in, and yeah. See that? It's a little shorter. I think I'm going to make it just a little bit shorter. Okay. And let's twist it so that the other side is up. And see, this is a perfect example of you can make mistakes, and you know, things can be fixed. She says to herself as she's devastated that she did that. Oh my goodness. All right. And we want this loop to be about the same size as the one on the other side. And I'm just eyeballing it at this point. Okay. That looks about right. Yeah. And we want to twist it. And fold it. This is going to be a huge bow. But you'll be able to really see what you can do with the Bowdabra. And I'm making this one about the same size. Again. And we're going to twist it and fold it over. Scrunch it down. And again, this one's going to be about the same size as the one before. And you don't have to do 2 and 2. You know, you do whatever you want to do for the size of bow that you want. I just want a really big bow. Okay, so I have 6 loops total on each side. All right. And I'm going to make a little loop for the center. So I'm going to twist it. And I'm going to just come over a little bit, just enough. Before I do that, I'm going to take this wand and just scrunch everything down, which I've been doing a pretty good job of scrunching it down anyway. Okay, but that's what this is for you to push your ribbon down. All right, now I'm just going to make, you know, that little loop that's in the center of your bow. That's what I'm doing now. And that's going to be small. It's just going to be a little small loop. Okay. And you're just going to have a little bit of an overhang that you're going to cut. And you'll be able, because it's wired ribbon, you'll be able to manipulate it so that you'll be able to hide this little raggy tail that I'm cutting off here. Okay. Now, I got all my loops in place. I got my tail in place. Got my ribbon in place. And what you're going to do, you're going to pull up your ribbon or your wire, okay? And hold on to it. You don't want to lose it. Okay? And you're going to take the open sides, you see that? And you're going to loop it through the side that has the loop on it, okay? And just thread it through there. Okay. Pull it tight. Pull it tight, tight, tight. Okay. And now you can take your bow out of the Bowdabra. All right. Pull it tight. Flip it over. Flip your bow over. And tie it again. All right. And I'm going to put a knot in it because I do not want this bow to come apart. All right. And the bow is made, guys. Now it's just a matter of styling it. Okay. We got our tails. All right. And what I'm going to do with my tails is what they call it, ducktailing. I'm going to start from the wired edge and cut up. Let's see. Can you see that? So that you have your ducktail. I'll do that on both sides. I'm going to start on the wired side of the ribbon and just cut up. And I have a ducktail. Okay. Now, we're going to start to manipulate our loops. We're going to pull. Putting them in on either side. Okay. Pull them down. Again, this is kind of up to you and how you want your bow to be situated. And the real trick is once you get the bow on the package, it actually gives you the opportunity to manipulate the bow and make it pretty. You know, it's kind of hard to make it pretty when it's in your hand like this. Now, I have this nice and tight, and I'm going to cut off some more of that tail that I had left over from my center loop. You see my center loop? Okay. So I'm going to cut some more of that off. All right. So that when I open up that loop, it covers. You see? It'll cover. All right. Okay, guys. All right, so let's start to make this baby pretty. I had not intended for this video to be this long. Let's see, how long is it? Much longer than I had planned. That's for sure. Okay. I'm making a gift basket for a good friend of mine, and also I'm making a gift basket for the best neighbor anybody could ask for. Oh, that's pretty already. Okay. And it's not, see that? See that? And I don't have a package to put, a basket to put it on yet, but you'll see that, because I'm going to make the basket and I will attach it. But I just wanted to come in and show you the Bowdabra and what a beautiful ribbon, a bow rather, that you can make for your packages. And like I said, once you get it on your basket is when you can really manipulate it and make it gorgeous. So what'll happen is I'll come back after I've made the gift basket, and I'll show you what it looks like on the package. Okay, and I think that's gonna be pretty. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's all I have for you today. And I apologize for forgetting to put the ribbon down. But do not forget to lay the ribbon down first. But if you do, you see you can still save it, save the project. And they have the instruction booklet. They have the DVD. So you can get all kinds of instructions on how to make these. I know I was kind of stumbling through, but yeah, it turned out pretty good, I think. And I'll show you the bow on the basket. Also, I will make sure that I link the Bowdabra that I found on Amazon down below, so that you can go straight to that and get you one. And it's not just Christmas time you need to make bows. You know, that bow makes the basket, or the bow makes the box, or whatever it is that you're gifting. Yeah. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.